too. You ordered the code red. I did the job. Did you order the code red? You're goddamn right I did.
All right, everyone, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. It's a Wednesday. Oh, you know what? I wasn't going to do a video today because I'm doing a 3-12-1 podcast with OGR Sports tonight. The preview copy of that will be up tonight for members only, OG Online members only. So you'll get that about 7 o'clock tonight. You'll get the full episode tonight if you're an OGR member, OGR and OG Online Big Blue member. But you know what? I was flipping through the paper because I live towards Philadelphia, and I saw an article in the Village, or I should say the Philly Voice. And I'm not going to give any credit to the person that wrote it, because you know what? There's only two good things that ever came out of Philadelphia. One is the Liberty Bell. Two is Liberty itself. And three, Geno cheesesteaks. And that's it. The rest of Philadelphia is a dumpster fire. But then I saw this article that says 10 reasons the Giants will be a dumpster fire this season. Now, I have not read the article yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look through the article as we speak, and we're going to go through these 10 reasons why the Giants are going to be a dumpster fire and see if this is actually based in facts or is it just based in Philly stupidity. For number one is the Giants are laughingstock as their owner doesn't know what he's doing. Well, you know what? He's not 100% wrong about that one. He breaks it down in the fact that training camp, he talks about the odd interaction the Jason Garrett had with the media that first day of training camp. He talks about week one, about Joe Judge and what he was doing when challenging non-challengeable plays. But I don't take that as onto the owner. Talks about the missed field goal at the end of regulation, which gave the Giants a win. Oh, wait, Dexter Lawrence was offsides. Okay, if you do break it down in slow motion, yeah, Dexter was offsides. If you break it down in slow motion, but if it's a bing, bing, bang play, you don't really see that he's offsides. So, I mean, that is what it is. He talks about week 3 in Atlanta. I don't want to get into all that. He just points out the media Pepsi thing. All right, if you want to talk about the ownership being kind of devoid of football intelligence at times, as in the last 10 years, you can agree with that. We can agree on that point. We can also agree on the point that the ownership did hire Joe Judge. The ownership did hire Pat Shurmur. So we can agree on that. I can give him that. His option number 2 is reason number 2 was Brian Daboll is the best coaching candidate for the job ? And he said Daboll has been credited with helping develop Josh Allen from an uber talented but a raw prospect into an elite quarterback he's become. He has been coordinator of the offense that has finished with the 4. And you know what? If you do look at this, he is correct. If you look at Brian Daboll's career outside of Josh Allen, it's not awesome. 18, his offense was ranked, he's looking at your offense ranked 31st against total offense 31st, 19. Total offense was 21st, 2020 when he went to Josh Allen's 5th. In 2020, his offense was ranked 10th. Yeah, you can say that he did not fulfill himself well as his 3 short stints as offense coordinators with 3 teams, and he got fired by fired by the Walrus. We all know that. But you know what? We're not looking at that. We're not looking at it. And then they also point out that those 4 teams had a combined record of 18-46. You can't blame that on the offensive coordinator. Come on. But you do have to say that, yes, was Brian Daboll the best fit for the Giant organization? I'm going to have to say, I think Brian Flores would have been a better fit, but we all know what happened with Brian. But you know what? If you're the Shane, you're going to go with your guy. Plain and simple. You're going to go with the guy that you know, and you're going to win with your guy. So I can't give him that. Number 3 was they don't have good players. Giants haven't had a player make the first team All-Pro since 2016. The last 3 years, they only had 2 players make the Pro Bowl, and that was James Bradbury, of course, who's no longer a team in Philadelphia, and Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram, yeah, I mean, that was a Pro Bowl mistake. That's when you know the Pro Bowl is a joke, when Evan Ingram made the Pro Bowl. The cupboard's been bare. We've drafted poorly. We've gone after poor free agents. Yeah, I got to give them that. But I'm not going to sit there and say that, they don't have any good players. I think we have young available talent which will grow and maturate. I do think the Giants have that. I really do. I do think the Giants are built. This draft was a cornerstone or a stepping stone into the future. Number 4, the Giants don't think much of Daniel Jones anymore. I can't disagree with that because of the fact that if you take a look at it, the Giants didn't pick up the 5th-year option. You have so many people already, penciling in a quarterback in 2023 over to the Giants. They went out and signed the OG QB and Tyrod Taylor. So, it is what it is. I mean, they talk about how his first 4 games he was such and such, and the last 7 games he was this. I'm not going to get into Daniel Jones' season because we know what Daniel Jones is, but I don't think them not having confidence in Daniel Jones makes him a dumpster fire. The wide receivers have underachieved as number 5. And he points out what happened with Kenny, Kadarius Sterling, Darius, John Ross. I mean, you're wide. In some ways, like I said, if you want to blame the offensive line for Daniel Jones' woes, you need to blame Daniel Jones for the wide receivers' woes. So, I mean, I think that, yeah, they underachieved. So what? You know what? But that was last year. It's now going to be 2022. So I'm not buying that. How about a tight end? Anyone here to take some of the pressure off the receivers? Evan Ingram's over in Jacksonville. You got Daniel Bellinger, Jordan Akins, Ricky Seals-Jones Jr. I don't think the tight end room is bad. You got the other kid. You got the other tall kid. I don't think the tight end room is bad at all. Number 7, why they're going to be enough Giants. This is now, of course, this is from the Philly Voice. The corners have very little experience. Adoree Jackson is fine at starting quarterback, although I'm not sure he's a true CB1. That you can count on in the mirror. Opposing teams' best receivers. Jackson, on the side of all the Giants' other corners, has a combined 14 NFL starts. None of them aside Jackson, all the other Giant corners have a combined 14 career NFL starts, and none of them individually have had more than 4 career starts. Also, you're starting and opposing Xavier McKinney, Julian Love, rookie 4th round Dane Belton. He forgot Yusef Corker. You're right. He's not wrong. We don't have the experience in the backfield and defensive backfield. We don't. I've been saying this forever. Number 8 is the offensive line still probably won't be good. Giants fans are pumped that they drafted to finally fix the offensive line. They added Evan Neal. We also got John Feliciano, got Glowinski. For age, offensive line is projected to look like this. You're taking a look at, if you look at the offensive line, yes, you have to be realistic and honest about it. Glowinski signed a 3-year, $18 million deal. I mean, let's think about that for a second. We've talked about this before with Glowinski. He's a guy that almost got benched last year. He was basically, he's a short-term fix, and that's all he's going to be at 30 years old. He's not a long-term solution, but he's an upgrade of what we had before. Feliciano, I am tremendously concerned about Feliciano, and I'll be honest with that, because of the fact he's got like 300 snaps in the last 10 years at center. It reeks of the Nick Gates experiment again. But when you're a team with no cap space, this is what you're going to have. Number 9 is, I guess we should mention Saquon Barkley. If it sucks that Barkley will probably never be the same run he was as a rookie because he was so fun to watch. Unfortunately, reality is that after turning from ACL, suffered early in 2020, having plus ample time to recover. I don't buy that. That's a guy, that to me is a guy that never played, because of the fact that you should know tearing your ACL, you don't come back till year 2. And that's what it is. So that's just a guy to me that's never played the game, has no idea about sports. Number 10, there are so many other really bad teams. Well, wait. And he says, well, why? Is that a bad thing? Well, for the Giants beyond 2023, it's not that great. There's only 2 acceptable outcomes for Giants in 2022. Somehow they're good. And if they go 3-14 and land a first or second overall pick in 2023. To his point is he's saying there's a lot of bad teams out there that need quarterbacks. And there are currently 5 teams with 2 first-round picks in 2023, and that's the Lions, the Texans, the Seahawks, the Dolphins, and the Eagles. So probably only one of those teams, well, actually, probably all 5 of those teams could trade up for a quarterback. So, yeah, the Giants may not be bad enough in 2022 to get a high draft pick in 2023, especially with these 5 teams that need quarterbacks. But is this dude really saying anything we don't know? If you are a realistic Giant fan, is there anything there that you heard that makes you think any different about what the Giants season is going to be in 2023. I've already said this before. I give this whole season a pass. I give it a 4-win season, tops. Not the 4 tops, but I give it a 4-win. I give us a 4-win season. And anything above a 4-win season, I think is going to be gravy. So to me, it just says that the people in Philadelphia have nothing else to write about. Because honestly, if you think about this and you look at this, there's nothing here. There's no there. This is nothing that true Giant fans don't already know. Our goal for 2022 should be to improve our young talent, build a culture. Oh, sorry, Joe Judge. Build a culture, build a foundation, and look to win in 2024, look to improve in 2023 and win in 2024. Someone asked me, everyone always asks me on the streams, when do you think the Giants are going to be good again? I said 2024 to 2025. Now, you could always have a miraculous season where the ball bounces your way every day. That could happen. But honestly, there's really nothing in this article that should shock any Giant fan or make any Giant fan upset. Because it's the truth. It's not written in a way that presents all the facts. But we all know the Giants aren't going to be great this year. Or at least the smart, intelligent fans do. And it is what it is. So we're just going to leave it at that. We got an OGR 312-1 episode coming out today. Well, actually, it's coming out on Thursday. But if you're an OG Online Big Blue member, you will get the preview of it tonight around 7 o'clock. That preview, get the whole episode. We'll have a stream coming up soon. I don't know when. We'll pick a day. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue. We're bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could like, if you could subscribe, if you can ring that bell, you know what it means. That'd be awesome.